Good evening, Dhamma friends, into OPR's class. Today, we have a special day. As you know that we are conducting our 100th class. As Buddhists, we are not concerned about the numbers, but we are looking at the commitment, consistency of our class, which was started on June 1st, 2023. And we had some of you as the earlier students, I think on the first day, some of you over here. So Anumodana and gratitude to all of you who have been keeping up with the class, and some of you joined halfway. And we started Dhammapada, I think 79 dates before, because now we are going to do stanza number 79 today. So could be mostly 79 dates before that we started. We did the Uddaka Nikayas, the rest of the things. So I would say maybe 21 days, 21 Thursdays since that time. So with all that in mind, let us get started our 100 class. And our topic today is happiness of Dhamma. So we can really enjoy happiness today with this. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Uh, So, looking at today's stanza number 79, we will take a look at the Pali version over here. Dhammapiti sukhang seti vippasannena cetasa aryapravedite dhammi sada ramati pandito. Dhammapiti sukhang seti vippasannena cetasa aryapravedite dhammi sada ramati pandito. So now we can ask groups to read. So first I will ask from someone from group 1 to read. Yes, Pauline, please.
Oh. Thank you, Bhante. Sukhi Hotu, everyone.
Okay.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cetasa.
Not vipassana, vipassane, 2P.
Vipassanena.
Vipassane, 2N.
Vipassanena cetasa.
Vipassane.
Vipassanena. Is that correct, Bhante? Vipassanena cetasa. Aryapavedite dhamme. Sada Ramati Padito.
Would you like to read again? So I would tell you here. Here there are 2 P's and 2 N's. So maybe you can have a pause here, like here. Vipassane. Okay. Yes.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cetasa aryapavedite dhamme sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great. Yes.
Thank you.
Group 2. Someone from group 2. Yes, May, please.
you, Bhante.
Yes.
Dhamma piti sukam seti vipassanena cetasa Arya pavedite dame sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you,
Yes.
Bhante.
And then group 3, Lisa.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Dhamma piti sukam seti vipassanena cetasa Arya pavadite dame
Arya,
Arya pavedite dame sada ramati pandito.
yes, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Group 4, KBL.
Thank you, Bhante. Good evening. Dhamma piti sukang seti, vipassanena cittasa, aryak pavedite dame, sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Right. May only on kid they were on the first date of the class too. I remember 2023 June. Yeah, good to see. And then group 5. Yes, Melinda as well. Yes.
Good afternoon, Bhante and everyone.
Yes.
Dhamma piti sukham seti vipassanena cetasa Arya cetasa Arya pavedite dhamme sada ramati pandito.
Yes, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
And group 6, TC. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, TC.
thank you very much.
Yes.
Dhammapiti sukam seti vipassanena cittasa Arya pavedite dhamma
Dhamme.
Dame sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And group 7, right? Yes. Yes, Susie, please.
Good evening, Bhante.
Yes, good evening.
Dhamma piti sukhang seti vipassanena cetasa Ariyapa vedite dame sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great. And last group 8. Yes, Doris, please.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Dhamma piti sukam seti vipassanena cetasa Arya pavedite dame sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Now we will be asking others to read. So we'll start with Chupen. Yes.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cetasa Arya pawadite dame sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
And then Billing, yes.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cetasa Arya pavedite dhamme sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Vikwa.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cittasa Arya pavedite dame sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
And Uchumon.
Good evening. Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cetasa Arya pavedite dame sada ramati pandito.
Could you read the third line again, please?
Third line.
Yeah, third one.
Arya pavedite.
No,
Arya pavedite Dite Dame.
Ariya.
Arya
You can make it.
Arya Pawe Dite Dame.
Yes, you can make a slight pause after a Ariya.
Sorry?
You can make a slight pause here,
Ah,
right at this place. Ariya Vedite Dam. It's easy.
okay. Arya Pawe Dite Dame.
Okay, that's great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. And then Melin, please.
Sukihotu Bhante.
Sukihotu.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cetasa.
Cetasa.
Arya pavediti dame
Ariya Vedite.
Arya pavediti dame sadaramati pandito.
Okay. Would you like to read again just to make sure that you got that level? Yes.
Okay.
Dhamma piti.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cetasa.
Cetasa.
Vipassanena cetasa. Cetasa. Arya pavediti dame sadaramati pandito.
Okay, yeah, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. And then Jenny.
Cetasa.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
Cetasa.
Dhamma piti sukang seti vipassanena cetasa. Aryappa vedite dame sadaramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Simpong, please.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. Yes, please.
Dhamma piti sukham seti vipassanena cetasa. Arya cetasa. Arya pave diti cetame. Sata ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And Suzanne.
Thank you, Bhante. Dhamma pite sukham seti vipassanena cetasa. Aryapavedite dame sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great. Yes.
Thank you.
And then Serene. Yes. Yes.
Sukihotu Bhante.
Sukihotu.
Dhamma piti sukang seti. Vipasa nena cetasa. Aryappa vedite dame sadaramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Bhante.
Margaret, please.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening. Yes.
Dhamma piti sukam Dhamma piti sukam seti vipassanena cetasa arya pavadeti dame sada ramati pandito.
Okay. Would you read this third line again, please?
Arya pavadeti dame.
Aryappa vedite, not the.
Arya pavadeti dame.
Because in Pali, this is E, yeah? But this one is A. Right? You can say Seti. So then, Aryappa vedite te dam, not ti dam, yeah? Aryappa vedite dam. This is fine. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. And then Corina, please.
Yeah, good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
Dhamma piti sukam seti vipam sannena cetase.
Cetasa.
Sorry. Vipassanena cetasa. Aryapavediti dame sadaramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And then Lynn.
Satu Bhante.
Okay, Bhante, yes.
Dhamma piti sukhang seti vipassana cetasa.
Vippa,
Vipassana.
not sanyena. That is a different Pali term. Sanya, sanna. Now here, sanya means perception. Here, vipassannena. Sannena cetasa. Can you try again? Dhammapiti
Vipassana
sukha.
cetasa.
Vipassannena cetasa. Okay.
Vipassana cetasa.
Okay.
Aryapavedite dhamme
Okay.
sada ramadi pandito.
Okay, great. Yes. And yes, Hema.
Thank you, Bhante. Good
Yes.
evening.
Good evening. Yes.
Dhamma piti sukam seti. Okay, Dhamma piti sukam seti vipansanena sitasa.
Cetasa.
Cetasa. Cetasa. Ariyam dite dame sada ramati pandito.
Would you like to read again just to make sure that everything is good?
Dhamma piti sukam seti vipassanena cetasa aryapawadite dame sadaramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Aryapawadite. Thank you, Bhante. Thank
Yes,
you.
and this CHR. Yes.
Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening. Yes.
Dhamma piti sukam seti vipassanena cetasa. Aryapavedite dhamme sada ramati pandito.
Can you read the second line, please?
Okay. Vipassanena
Vipassannena cetasa.
cetasa.
Yeah. Vipassannena cetasa.
Vipassanena cetasa.
Not sannena. Sannena.
Sannena. Okay, I read down. Vipassanena cetasa.
Vipassannena cetasa.
Correct.
Now, if there is something like this, diacritical marks, it becomes sanya in Pali.
Okay.
That's different. That's the famous word with regard to sanya. But this one, sanna means serene, pleasant. Pasan comes from pasan. Okay, great. Anybody else who would like to read?
Bhante, can I try?
Is this
Chongpak.
Yes, yes, please. Please. I think you muted. Would you like to unmute?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Dhamma piti sukam seti vipassanena cetasa arya pavediti dhamme sada ramati pandito.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Anybody else? Okay. Now, because we are here today on our 100th class, I would like to perhaps discuss some of the ways to improve this reading part, because our class is online Pali reading class, right? Our emphasis was about how to read Pali. So I think it's better to keep reading unfamiliar text in your chanting book. You all have chanting books, right? Depending on the temple. They have different suttas. But basically, there are very familiar suttas. It could be, basic suttas, Metta Sutta, Mangala Sutta, Metta Sutta, and Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, and Metta Sutta. But perhaps you can just give it a try in reading Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, small section, maybe Satchavibanga Sutta, a small section. So you can see, you can test how far you can read, right? That is one thing, that one tip I would say to improve this thing. When you come to our class, online Pali reading class, we are reading easy Pali verses and complex Pali verses, big difficult Pali verses. I think today you can see some double consonants in this Pali stanza. One consonant has been double. Why they are double? May I know? Why some of the Pali words are double? It is because these Pali texts have come down to us due to the oral tradition of monks, senior monks. So when they when they have been preserving these texts, they didn't want to keep them as long texts. So they wanted to combine Pali words. So we call it combination, Sandhi, S-A-N-D-H-I. Right? Now, say for instance, if you look at this, okay, Vipassani, right? Now, there is a prefix. We mean special. Pasanna means serene mind. So, a very, I would say, a solid, serene mind. Now, here, Ariya Pavedite. Ariya means noble ones. Pavedite means proclaim. Why there are two consonants? It is because rather than preserving this Pali word as two Pali words, maybe Ariyena Pavedite, it takes time. It's consuming some more time. Rather than taking as two words, they made it as one word. But those who know Pali, they know there are two words here. Ariya Pavedite. Right? So it is because of the what you call the comfort and the convenience of the Banaka traditions. Have you got this word? Banaka traditions? This is the word in Pali. Banaka traditions. Banaka traditions mean when Buddha passed away, there comes a Dhamma Sangayana, right? After 3 months of his passing away. In that Dhamma Sangayana, Dhamma Council, presided by Arahan Mahakashyapa, and when Arahan Ananda, Arahan Anuruddha, they did a council, Dhamma Council. The purpose of Dhamma Council is to clarify and debunk the mythical or maybe misinterpretations given by some other monks who didn't like the Buddha during his time. The day that the Buddha passed away, there was one monk called Subhadda, and he said, now we are very happy, we can live the way we want, and the person who laid down a lot of discipline already passed away. So then when Arahan Mahakashyapa overheard this thing, so that is why they wanted to do a council. So it was more about interpretations. So having done the first council after 3 months of Buddha's passing away, then Arahan Mahakashyapa came up with a plan, because we cannot preserve all these texts, I mean, in oral tradition. So we want to, it is better we give certain texts to certain monks, certain qualified monks. And then he said, let us make sutta differently, Vinaya differently. There was no Abhidhamma, right? Abhidhamma canon was not prepared by that time. There was no Abhidhamma at that time, actually. Abhidhamma came in the third council after Ashoka's time, Dharma Ashoka's time. So then, that's why the people who defend Abhidhamma, they say, no, Abhidhamma was there. Abhidhamma was a part of Dhamma, so it came out as a request of third Sangayana. But anyway, then Arahan Mahakashyapa told, okay, we are going to ask Arahan Upali. Arahan Upali and his fellow monks to carry on the Vinaya Pitaka. So Vinaya Pitaka has 5 books. So may these books be preserved by Arahant Upali and his fellow monks. We are not going to memorize that part. Then may the certain Arahant monks preserve Sutta text depending on the capacity. So he said Digha Nikaya is to be preserved by Arahant Ananda and his fellow monks, his disciples. And Majjhima Nikaya is to be preserved by Arahant, I think, Sariputta and his fellow monks. By this time, Arahant Sariputta already had passed away and his fellow monks. And Anguttara Nikaya to be preserved by Arahant Anuruddha and his fellow monks. And Sangyutta Nikaya to be preserved by Arahant Mahakashyapa, the chief monk at that point, at that point of the Buddha Sasana and his fellow monks. And Kuddaka Nikaya to be preserved by all Arahants and other monks. We don't have to give to different Sangha community. So the groups who carried out these particular texts were called Bhanakas. Who are they called? Bhanakas. So Bhanaka for Digha Nikaya was Arahant Ananda and his fellows, monks. So Bhanaka for Majjhima Nikaya was Arahant Sariputta in absence, already passed away, and his fellow monks. So Bhanakas were the one who preserved up until the time that the text was textualized in Sri Lanka a long time ago during the king of Walagamba. So the idea here is that why we see certain, Pali words in one Pali word, one phrase, it's because of the easy memorization by the senior monks. But when you know Pali, you have to understand, there are 2 words, 3 words, right? That is how you will understand that. All right, so let's take a look at the translation. Dhammapiti sukhang seti vippasannena cetasa ariyappvedite dhamme sadaramati pandito. Can I say Dhammapiti? No, not Dhammapiti. Dhammapiti. DH. Dhammapiti. What is this Dhamma? Is there a word called Dhamma like this? It's not the proper way to write it. Can write this way. Dhamma. The difference is no H. What is this Dhamma? We discussed that long time ago.
Tame can be tame.
Taming. So then when you say Dhamma, it's that taming. But when you say Dhamma, little bit of what you call emphasis, little bit of breadth. What do you call in Pali? They call aspirant level. Bit of aspirant level, bit of breadth onto that. Then not Dhamma. Dhamma means taming, calming, taming, curbing. But here Dhamma. But don't try to shout at the people. Dhamma. Just say Dhamma, Dhamma, Dhamma Piti. It is something that you have to manage yourself. Not that you put it out to everybody, that people will be terrified when you pronounce these Pali words. Dhamma and Dhamma. Dhamma. You have to maintain the unnecessary emphasis. So Dhamma Piti Sukham Seti. Vippasannena Cetasa. Can we understand the meaning in the first 2 lines? So, what is the order here? Number 1 is Dhamma Piti. And then Vippasannena Cetasa. And Sukham Seti. Okay, now we can find the meaning. Dhammapiti vippasannena cetasa sukham seti. Dhammapiti means Dhammapiti. Piti. Piti means?
The piti is happiness.
Joy, Bhante, joy or delight.
Normally, we have different Pali words for this. Different Pali words for joy. What are the Pali words for joy in the Pali text? What are the Pali words you have heard about? Now, piti is very peculiar here. Piti, let's say piti. And what are the other Pali words?
Sukha.
Sukha is happiness. So Sukha is followed by Piti.
Mudita.
Piti, Sukha.
Mudita.
No,
Mudita.
mudita is a type of happiness that comes under Sukha.
Pamoja.
Pamoja. Pamoja is one. Now, normally they translate this to be delight. Normally, pamoja is next to the piti. Not piti pamoja is synonymous. When Buddha explains about happiness, the process was more likely someone becomes piti and then pamudita, that means pamoja, right? And then sukha and all that, right? So, piti here means that the kind of the joy arisen from learning Dhamma. Well, I mean, we have to say this way. Someone will become joyful by learning Dhamma, just like most of you. Maybe, definitely everybody. And then, what could be the next level of that piti? Being able to internalize, how do I practice it in my life? Because before the practice, I should understand how to practice this. And then third one could be the real practice. And through the practice, that particular person might be more conscious, aware about what's happening. So PT, and then at the same time, that, I mean, when it comes to Dhamma PT, learning, and then internalizing, rationalizing, practicing. It could be prior to maybe realization, but it could be maybe mutually inclusive. So Dhamma PT is the joy that we all have when it comes to learning Dhamma, seeing Dhamma, maybe studying Dhamma. This is the basic level of joy that we have. I think if I asked you, you might give me a lot of answers. What is the happiness of learning Dhamma? I think it's such a very joyful thing because we are learning a lot of non-virtuous things every day. If you watch, I don't want to name them, you name it. You see how many non-virtuous, sometimes time-wasting things we are watching, learning. Thereby we are conditioned by them, right? So when we know the amount of time that we are spending for those things, and when we look back, even today, what do you call online Pali reading class study, or maybe some other classes study, you could think that I had spent my time to the best of what that time should be, that time should mean to me, right? So that's a basic happiness. There is another way to take it. Normally we understand Dhamma Piti has a figurative meaning. What is that meaning? In the notes I have given that under the first point, it is said in some suttas that Dhamma is a drink. Okay? Dhamma is a drink. You can say it's a beverage. And the Buddha asks in some places, Dhammo sada samang natti, there is no other medicine compared to Dhamma. Etang pivata bhikkhu, you need to drink it. Okay? So how to understand this idea? How does Dhamma become my medicine? I don't know how many of you are taking regular medications for different issues. When you look at Dhamma as a medicine, like a medication or a medicine, how is it possible for you to drink it? And how to drink it? So that is the basic level of Dhamma Piti here, actually. When you drink that Dhamma, you can sleep well. That's how joy normally leads to that happiness. May I know from someone the way how you have understood with regard to understanding Dhamma as a drink, as a beverage, so that we can drink it. I will give you another example. if you have studied some of the suttas, such as what do you call Alavaka Sutta, okay? Alavaka Sutta, where Buddha meets a yakka, a real yakka, okay? Not a mythological yakka, a real yakka. He met a real yakka called Alavaka. Alavaka and Buddha had a very fierce, I think not from the Buddha's part, he had a very fierce, what do you call, argumentative Q&A. And Buddha was very patiently explaining things to him, but he didn't want to let down. He wanted to push the Buddha to a very discomfortful zone. At that point, Yakka himself understood, okay, I think I should make him tired by asking certain questions that my forefathers taught me, that which nobody could not answer. Actually, Alavakayaka had done it to other monks. When he met some monks who did not come to his place but outside, he used to ask some questions, and he was happily seeing how the monks got stuck in not being able to answer these questions. He thought, okay, I don't have to argue with him. The best way to put him down could be to bring up that list of questions. And then Alavaka told the Buddha, if you could not answer, I will throw to the other shore of the galaxy. The Buddha said, you can't do that, but I will be happy to answer your questions. I'll be happy to answer this question. So one of the questions that Yakka asked, I think it's the second question. Kinsu the vittang purisassa settang. Kinsu the vittang purisassa settang. And then this way, what is the best wealth for a man? What is the best taste in this world? And the Buddha answered to the best taste in this world. Normally, when someone asks you, what is the best taste to you? You might say your favorite food, favorite drink, something like that. But the Buddha answered that the best taste, the highest taste in this world is Satchang Have Sadhu Tarang Rasana. Alavakayaka, the highest taste in this whole universe is the truthfulness. Okay? Satcha, S-A-C-C. Actually, he refers Satcha to be the Four Noble Truths. Yakka couldn't understand Four Noble Truths at that point. But he was trying to refer to Four Noble Truths by saying in simple ways, like how we teach Buddhism to someone who has no understanding. What is the fundamentals? What are the fundamentals of Buddhism? Truthfulness. What kind of truthfulness? Are Four Noble Truths. But not bringing up, okay, the fundamentals of Buddhism are Four Noble. What are they? We don't understand what are they. But Buddha wanted him to understand truthfulness, because Four Noble Truths are the Samambona, I would say the highest truths. Then the best taste or highest taste in this universe for any human being, any sentient being, is truthfulness, which means in implied sense, Four Noble Truths. So what does it mean? Dhamma. That means Dhamma. So Dhamma Piti here means an understanding, or maybe an exposure, at the very least, an exposure to the path of Dhamma, right? You all have exposed to the Dhamma sometime in your spiritual life. Here Dhamma means understanding what you call your akusala, understanding how to overcome akusala with kusala, and then following the path, thereby overcoming fetters, sanyojana, and then finally being able to at least to become a sotapanna, so and so forth. So here Dhammapiti means someone who has had the Dhamma as a medicine with regard to his life. Okay, that is the Dhammapiti. Now, may I know from someone, how does it work out? I mean, how does Dhamma become a medicine in our life? I think we can discuss from that point onwards. Have you ever thought Dhamma can be a medicine? Now here, Dhammapiti in the implied sense. Dhammapiti here means the joy that someone goes through by absorbing or by digesting, drinking that Dhamma medicine. How to drink it? This is not physical drinking, right? This is not a physical drinking. This drinking means being able to understand that thing. Normally, in philosophy, if you study Western philosophy, most of the philosophical teachings go around drinking. All these philosophers were given poison, right? Socrates, he drank the poison, even in the last moment, right? And then the Buddha was talking about 2 arrows in one sutta. One arrow is physical pain arrow, the other one being the mental pain arrow. And in another sutta, I think Chulamalukki put the sutta, one man was shot by someone by striking an arrow. And then some other people approach him and they try to pull that out. He said, no, don't pull this arrow out. Then they asked, why? Because you're going to die in a moment of time. No, you should tell me who shot me first. Then you pull it out. Then the Buddha is asking, which one is more sensible? To find out who shot him and then pull it out, or just pull it out, right? That's why when we are shot by the dukkha, we don't have to worry about who shot us. Why am I in samsara? We have to pull it out. So that way, it is very clear that we have a word for that, medical ethics in philosophy. That's a very academic branch of subject. Recently, I written an article about it. Medical ethics given by what you call Socratic methodology and the Buddha methodology. So comparing these two to understand. So in the same way, if these philosophers drank poison to talk about the truth in Western philosophy, Buddha also asking his followers that you need to treat Dhamma as a drink, as a beverage. May I know why did the Buddha not name it as a food, Dhamma food, but why it was Dhamma drink? Which one is metabolizing faster? Is it food or drinks?
Drink.
That's why. Once you made it as a drink, it will metabolize within you faster. That's why don't use Dhamma as food, but as a beverage. I mean, that figurative understanding, because once you consume it as a drink, that means the way how it can, how it can really impact us personally, then it will impact our whole life. Then now, can we think about Dhammapiti as a drink? We can just think about someone who has used Dhamma as a beverage, this figurative way, who has drank that, who has drunk it, and then who is really getting benefited. So then there should be a person who took 5 precepts, who really understood one's own lay life according to the suttas, and then now following the Sila Samadhi Panya gradual path in order to progress his or her life. That could be a good way to look at it. So there are maybe 2 people. One is someone who is doing that. Second one is someone who is still studying basic Dhamma concepts, right? They are studying Four Noble Truths, which has what you call the Noble Eightfold Path. What is Sila? What is Samadhi? What is Panya? What else? Basic Dhamma concepts. I think even trying to learn that gives us a kind of happiness, kind of joy. Right? So starting from that joy and extending that joy to someone who is seriously following the path. So all these types of joys can be taken as Dhamma Piti. Now what could happen to someone who has his Dhamma Piti? Dhamma Piti Vippasannena Chetasa Sukha. Vippasannena, the one who is joyful or delighted in the Dhamma, Vipassana, yes, Vipassana means a serene mind. So that means once someone has made Dhamma a drink and then is to drink that, that person's whole behavior, it includes his or her way of thinking, his or her way of speaking, his or her way of cognizing, thinking, would be very much serene, right? That serenity, that calmness, that tranquility is not even applied to the time that they are spending Dhamma things. I think about someone who is spending some time in the temple, in retreats, chanting, meditation, Buddha Puja, Dana, they are all good because they are in the temple. Are those people able to carry out the same tranquility, serenity outside those activities? Then we can say this person has had Dhamma as a drink. Okay. In order for Dhamma to treat as a drink and then to be able to drink, have it had as a drink, we should be able to see that person who is using Dhamma into most of his or her situations in his or her life, not even in the life that they are involved in good things. Vipassana. Normally the Pali word is pasanna. Pasanna means serene. Vipassana means overly serene. Chetasa. And sukhang seti. When someone is delighted or joyful in the Dhamma, through the knowing, learning, practicing, rationalizing, internalizing, realizing, whatever the degree of that learning, that level, and with a mind that is very serene, that nature helps the particular person to sleep happily. Sukhang means happily. Seti means, what does Seti mean? Sleep.
Hayati.
Being able to sleep. I think now we have something to discuss here. What is it? Being able to sleep happily. Now, what do we know in the context of Metta Sutta? There's a sutta called Mettani Sansa Sutta. I think in the Anguttara Nikaya's 11th section. There Buddha talks about the benefits of metta. Right? How many benefits are there?
11 Bhante, 11 benefits.
benefits. I mean, you don't have to become goal-oriented to see that what can I get out of the meditation, but it's good to see while we understand Metta Sutta and then what are the benefits of Metta. So the first three benefits of practicing Metta are relevant to the sleep. What are they? Sukhang Supati. Sukhang Supati.
Sukhang Pati
One
Jati.
who is having a regular practice of Metta. I would say regular practice can be a daily attitude and a meditation. Not even the meditation. There are people who sit down in the morning, may I be well, happy, peaceful, and then after 5, 10, 30 minutes, they go back to their wild nature again. Right? They go back to their wild nature. That's not the idea here. Not that you become a very good person for 30 minutes. Like somebody was asking about a child in a family. How is he? Very good while he is sleeping, Once he wake up, he becomes very mad in the family. He's a very good guy while he's in sleep, Just sometimes 3 hours he sleep in the day, 2 hours. I think that is the nature of some people. When they practice meditation, metta, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, they are very good people. But then they show the nature, the true nature. Then we have to understand nature is both beautiful and terrible. So that's how we have to name it, It's like how we see animals, a lot of happy things. But when you go into safari, you see how animals eat other animals. Nature is so dangerous, so evil sometimes. Because we will look at all the good stuff of the nature. It could be sunrise, it could be sunset, it could be some animals love each other. But what do we think about the opposite side of this nature? How animals eat other animals, how they are hunting, right? So I don't think we can be equally looking at it in the same perspective. But the one who understand nature very well understand good stuff, bad stuff, mixed stuff, a lot of things I have to digest. Don't take nature in a certain way. Nature has to be understood in many ways. Like how the Buddha told us according to the Kalama Sutta, right? When you learn Dhamma, you don't learn in one way. Don't learn only from the books. Don't learn only from the Dhamma teachers. Don't learn only from the rationalization. Don't learn only from the culture. Don't learn only from, what else? What do you call popularity. You learn from all these sources. But the digestion is up to you. How do you process these things? Right? That's how the Buddha told Kalamas about it. So here, what do you call, the idea is a regular practice of metta, and more importantly, a regular attitude of metta. I always say this in metta-based classes, which means make it a daily attitude. How did the Buddha teach us, especially to you, lay people? He told you the way how to practice metta in daily life. Where did he say so? May I know? May I know how did the Buddha ask you to practice metta as a daily attitude? What is the sutta?
Metta Sutta.
Karaniya,
Karaniya.
Metta Sutta, Karaniya,
No,
Metta Sutta.
Metta Sutta was given to monks, right? It was given to monks. They went to a forest and they were scared by the non-human beings, because the non-human beings felt that that is their place for meditation, but normally there are non-human beings, and they started scaring them. For them, it was like an intrusion into the place without, asking, may we come into your forest and do meditation? Because all these forests, there are non-human beings. You cannot just get in there and do your meditation. You may think it's a serene place. No, you have to get some permission from these people. They are not actual people. So then when they saw the Buddha, immediately the Buddha said, what you have done is not a good thing. You should have asked permission from the non-human beings before you get into the forest. Then the Buddha said, okay, they were very unconscious about what to do. And the Buddha said, okay, you learn Metta Sutta. Before you go there, give metta to all the non-human beings in this particular place in the forest. And they were happy. So it was mainly given to monks, but now we take it as a normal teaching in our life. I'm asking, where did the Buddha teach lay people metta as a daily attitude? Your version. It is not Satipatthana Sutta.
In Brahma Vihara, for Brahma Vihara, the first Metta, Karuna, there is the daily.
Yeah, there are so many suttas about Brahma Vihara, but I'm asking, what is the specific place the Buddha asked lay people to practice metta as a daily activity? And
Sigalovada Sutta.
Singalovada. Yes, Singalovada Sutta. Yeah, Buddha told lay people how to practice metta. May I know how did he ask lay people to practice metta? Yes, Padma, did you read that part?
The sixth direction.
Under sixth direction for the lay people. How did he say? When you speak with metta. Mettaya vachi kamme. Second, when you act, do things, you act with metta. Mettaya kaya kamme.
Think.
As a lay person, when you think, mettaya mano kamme. Think with metta. So what other metta do you have to do now? Your every activity must be a manifestation of metta in this case. For those people who thought metta is a chanting, metta is a prayer, 28 hours, 1 day, 3 day, 365 hours, who thought metta is a meditation retreat only, now Buddha is saying no. Metta is a daily activity. Every time you talk to somebody, talk with metta. Think with metta. When you do something, let's say you clean your house, clean with metta, not putting blame on others. Why are you not cleaning today my house, right? I'm happily cleaning my house. When you do dishes, I'm happily washing those dishes. If you do the laundry, you're happily cleaning those things. Some people are worried. Why me? Why not other people? But when I do dishes, I'm happily seeing how the stains are being removed. That is my meditation. Maybe if you are not conscious about it, you are thinking, oh, I have a lot of work to do. I can't have time for meditation now because I have to do this thing, that thing. No, those things are very good objects for you to meditate. So speak with metta. When you talk to someone, speak with metta. When you speak with metta, you have kindness attached already. Mudita attached already. Upekka already attached to that. Right? One way approaches many fields, many areas of the Dhamma. Right? So in this way, we understand according to the Mettanisansa Sutta, Buddha said that one of the daily results, daily benefits of metta is being able to sleep well. Now, may I know, has it happened to you already? Because I think you are doing metta
Yes.
over
Yes.
the time, right?
Yes, but
Yes, Bhante.
can sleep
Yeah.
and
Yes.
wake up
I
easily
mean,
and no bad dreams.
if metta really works out, it should happen.
Yes,
If
sleep
metta
easily.
doesn't work out, it might not have happened to you. That means
No bad
metta.
dreams, Bhante.
Huh?
Important, no bad dreams also. Besides
Yeah, no, we are slowly coming to that point.
Mm.
First is, if your metta practice really working, if you want to know whether my metta works or not, the first thing is you can notice it through your daily sleep. That means you can sleep happily. What does it mean by sleeping happily? I think other things
Can
involved.
fall asleep immediately without
Ah.
thinking, just fall asleep peacefully, happily,
Okay,
easily.
And
there are
without
some
bad
other
dreams.
things. I mean, it is not only mental part that has to be prepared in today's world, right? I mean, perhaps eating your food early, getting ready, right? And body also has to be stabilized, right? Not that you do all the hard work, you get into the bed and you are thinking, I have metta, I should be able to sleep. No, body doesn't want to sleep. Mind wants to sleep, but body doesn't want to sleep. That means we have to also consider how to get ready for the recovery. Sleep is the recovery of many things, liver, lungs, and then muscles, everything, right? So that means we have to treat mind and body equally because there's no mind without the body, no body without the mind. They are interdependent. So let's get ready for that. But body part should be discussed too, because Buddha asks us to relax our eating habits and also our, especially today's world, a lot of people are very much addicted to scrolling up and down their gadgets, exposed to blue ray, right? And this is what they are seeing all the time until midnight. They are checking, scrolling up, scrolling down, swiping left to right, right to left. So all these can have a toll in their sleep. So don't blame Buddhism, Dhamma, if you have not really looked at this side and you are saying, I'm doing metta every day, but I don't sleep well. Because you are not looking at the body part as well. So what Buddhism is trying to tell us is try to stabilize the both part. But mental side is this side. Second, sukham patibhujyati, being able to
Wake up easily.
Yeah, wake up, get up easily. What does it mean by get up easily? Some people, they sleep 7 hours or 8 hours, but when they sleep, they feel very heavy, right? Why is it? That problem with regard to the body. Maybe the wrong time they slept. They are not ready for the sleep, right? So that's why it's important to look at that. But anyway, metta can help us to wake up. I would say peaceful, right? It has happiness, everything. And as someone said here, third one is napapakang supinam pasati. Someone who has a daily practice of metta hardly sees dreams. Because once we have a dream, that means we were kind of awake at that point. Right? Now, I'm going to bring in this metta benefits into today's gatha, today's what you call Pali verse. If you are joyful with regard to your Dhamma practice, okay, Dhamma learning, Dhamma practice, whatever, what is risen through the Dhamma thing, it can help you to sleep happily. Why? You think about today, what have I been doing from morning up until now? Not even OPRC class. I always ask you to learn Buddha's life of the Buddha. How did the Buddha start his day? He used to scan the most, what do you call, excruciating people on that particular day. How may I help that particular person? Normally, during the morning time, he used to go to that place to help somebody. By the evening time, he also scan. He doesn't go. He perhaps sends something, maybe a mind image to that, like Matta Kundali scenario. So when I wake up, do I think, how can I help someone today in my own way? Right? You may not need a lot of money for that. How can I help someone? I can see maybe one of my relatives in my family suffering a lot. Maybe they need some food. Maybe they need some help. Maybe they need some attention from us, right? Maybe somebody I don't know, right? So do we get up, wake up, get up in the morning to think that who can I help today in my own situation? That is what the Buddha did, right? We may not be able to do like the Buddha. At least we learned the nature of him. And then by the evening, he did that again in different ways. So this Dhammapiti, when you have the Dhammapiti, the next thing is, how can I do Brahma Viharas, right? Now, when you learn Dhamma, your reaction to the society, your reaction to the family, relatives, society, country, globally, world is, how can I do, how much Brahma Viharas can I do for other people? How much Metta can I do? How much Karuna can I do? How much Mudita can I do? How much Upekka can I have so that I can understand lots of things in the best possible realistic way? That is the real ripple effect there. That's a Dhammapita. Okay, and then the next part is Ariyappa Vedite Dhamme Sada Ramati Pandito. This is the order. Pandito is the chapter name as well. Pandito Ariyappa Vedite Dhamme. Second. And Sada means third. Ramati is the fourth. Now we can understand. Pandito Ariyappa Vedite Dhamme Sada Ramati. Pandito means wise person.
Wise.
What does he do or she do? Pandito Ariyappa Vedite Dhamme. In the Dhamma proclaimed by the... Why it is in the Dhamma? Because it's Dhamme. In Pali, Dhamma, Dhamme means in the Dhamma. A very shortcut to understand that idea. When you hear Dhamme, it has to be in the Dhamma. Right? Dhamma means Dhamma. So, a wise person, the wise person in the Dhamme, Ariyappa Vedite. What do you call Ariyappa Dhamme, in the Dhamma proclaimed by the noble ones, Sada Ramati, always delight, always take joy. So that means, now on the other hand, we understand that Pandita never feels bored in his or her life. If you are a real Sappurisa, you will never complain to other people, I'm very lonely today, I'm very bored. I don't have anyone to talk. I'm very sad. I have a lot of children, but nobody talks to me. I have a wife, I have a husband, but I don't feel them very much. I think I'm very lonely. But on the other hand, you go to all the Dhamma classes. That's the nice thing. You go to all the Dhamma, you follow every Dhamma class, every chanting thing, every active, but you still bored. Why? You haven't come to the joy of Dhamma. That Dhamma Piti has not come to you. When you have the Dhamma Piti, you are not worried about who talks to you, who doesn't talk to you, whether you are lonely or not, because your loneliness is the moment you reflect upon your Dhamma. That is the way to look at it. You look at how many people complain to each other. They are saying you have to be emotionally available to me. You are not thinking about me. The other person, no, you don't know I'm thinking about you, but I'm not expressive enough to tell you about it. Right? Most of these problems come because in our understanding through this Gatha verse that we don't have Dhamma joy. Right? Now we will get into some other information here. Let's take a look. Because there are some words that we still need to understand. Dhamma piti sukham seti vipassanya. Now here, if we further look at Dhamma piti, we will understand this refers to the Navalokuttara Dhamma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Supramundane.
Huh?
Supramundane, 4 paths.
Yes.
Fruits
So
and one
now
nirvana.
maybe I'm going to write, maybe send it here. The Dhamma here refers to Dhamma Piti. I will send to Dhamma here refers to the 9 type of
supramundane.
Yes, Lokuttara states. Let me write in Pali so then people will not become unconscious about it. Lokuttara states. To the, I would say, to the attaining. Okay, Dhamma here refers to the attaining of 9 types of Lokuttara states. Now, first one is Sotapanna path. Second, Sotapanna fruit. Fruit means attaining Sotapanna. Third is Sakadagami path. And the fourth is Sakadagami fruit. The fifth is Anagami path. Sixth is Anagami fruit. Now, fruit means the state of Anagami. That means that person has attained Anagami fruit. And the seventh is Arahant path. 8 is Arahant fruit. Last one, 9th one, Nibbana. This is very interesting. Why Nibbana is different from Arahant fruit? Now, when someone attains Nibbana, that is a transformation at that point. But the state of Nibbana is not within that. State of Nibbana is given separately. So now Dhamma Piti means any happiness, any joy that is arisen through the engagement of any meditator, yogi, yogini with regard to these 9. That is how we are getting the Dhamma joy. Now you might think about, oh, if I'm not a Sotapanna, where is my Dhamma? You have Dhamma joy as well, because Sotapanna Magga, path. We are readily on that path. So the first one is Sotapanna Magga. So then we are enjoying it in a way. But still we have a long way to go if you think you are not really doing it. Okay, and then these are the 9 things. Here, Ariyappavedite Dhamma. What is the Dhamma that was seen by the noble ones, Arahants, Pacceka Buddhas, and Samma Sambuddhas. What is that? This is called Bodhiya Pakkiya Dhamma. I just spotlight the Wikipedia. You can see there are, you can see 37 qualities of enlightenment. We call them Bodhipakkiya Dhamma. How can I understand Bodhipakkiya Dhamma? Now, Bodhipakkiya Dhamma means while we learn Dhamma, we have to understand that in our Dhamma journey, we should be able to complete these 37 Bodhipakkiya Dhamma. That means the certain virtues that we have to cultivate to get closer to the enlightenment. That's why some people might think, I've been learning Dhamma so long, I've been learning, meditating, but I don't see any visible results, because the issue is that not the cultivation itself. There are certain things that you should be able to cultivate. They are called 37 Bodhipakkiya Dhamma. Let's take a couple of them. First 4 are Satipatthanas. You can see here, 4 Satipatthanas. Recently, I started a discussion for a different center about Satipatthana every Friday. So Satipatthanas, there are 4 Satipatthanas. So, and working towards the Satipatthanas. Maybe 1 Satipatthana can be enough too. Then 4 right exertions, we call them as Sammapadana. 4 spiritual powers, Itipada. 5 spiritual faculties, Indriya. 5 Bala, strengths. And 7 Bojjhangas. And Noble Eightfold Path. These 37 Bodhipakkiya enlightenment factors should have been cultivated by all of us. Okay? That is why, in order for us to understand the Dhamma, to get to the joy, to get to those 9 joys, we should be able to complete it exactly the way how the noble ones have taken them, followed them. What is the Pali word for noble ones? Ariya, right? Ariya. So when can we become an Ariya? Maybe soon. Right? Ariya. Normally it was a racial term in India long time ago. It was a racial term. Ariya and Dasyu. The indigenous people in India a long time ago, they were black people. Okay. And then the Aryas came from ancient Persia. Persia means modern Iran and Iraq. So they were traveling to northern India. So they had a fair skin with a white skin, Iranians for the most part. And they became Aryas, or Buddhist people. They all are Aryas actually. The existing indigenous people were really black, Dasyu. So then at that time, people started using the Pali word Arya or Arya as a racial term. You are Aryans or white people, maybe noble people because of white. But Buddhism takes it in a different way. Buddhism says, not that you are noble or ignoble based on your color. You might be a good person, even you are not fair enough, right? We don't discriminate people based on the colors. And the Buddha said, I use this word Arya not in the racial discrimination way, in a way to understand someone's qualities, especially with regard to how closer is that person getting to the enlightenment. That's why Arya. Okay, so now what kind of things that Aryas have proclaimed? 37 Bodhipakkiya Dhamma. May I send that to your chat over here so you will see that? See it. Let's take a look. I would say, yeah. So please take a look up 37. So all in all, now we go to the what do you call summary of this. He who delights in the Dhamma sleeps in happiness. That happiness has to be earned through one of the 9 Lokuttara Dhamma ways, with a mind serene and clear, in the teaching proclaimed by the noble ones. What is proclaimed by the noble ones? 37 Bodhipakkiya Dhamma. The wise always. Now, what does it mean? On one side, the Buddha talks about how can someone get to the Dhamma joy. On the other hand, he talks about how are Aryas already enjoying their life, right? Isn't it what the Buddha says here? Now, the first two lines say, how can an unenlightened person get to the Dhamma joy? Second two lines, Buddha reflects that how are Aryas, Arahants, Vajjaka Buddhas, Samma Sambuddhas already take joy in their Bodhipakkhiya Dhamma life. Okay, the story, depending on our short time, for that, let me go to the note here, the happiness of Dhamma. The story is about King Mahakappina, who became an Arahant later on. Let me tell you the story. King Mahakappina was a king who lived far away from Savatthi. Upon hearing from some groups about the Buddha, he was very happy. He wanted to go to Savatthi. Then he went to Savatthi. On the way, he heard about Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, the triple gem, Tiratana. He became even happier. And when he saw the Buddha, it's a long story, short, he wanted to become a monk. And then he gave all the royal things to his wife and then the people. And then he became a monk with his people. And then what happened? The people who brought king stuff back to the Mahakappina's kingdom told king's wife about it. And then the king's wife, preceded by the wives of other men who went to see the Buddha with the king, also wanted to see the Buddha. They also came to Savatthi. They also became nuns at that point. So then after Mahakappina became a monk, other monks overheard a certain phrase he's saying. He said, Aho Sukam, Aho Sukam. Aho Sukam means this Pali word. Na? Aho Sukam. Aho Sukam means?
Oh, what happiness.
What a happiness, right? Aho Sukam. So then other monks thought, this man who was a king before, he might be referring to his king's happiness now. But they told the Buddha, we think king is now reflecting upon his own happiness because now he is here in the temple. We think he is not finding any happiness. Then the Buddha said, no, his happiness is Dhammapiti happiness, Dhammapiti joy. Because he became an Arahant already. Mahakappina, as a monk, attained Arahanthood fast. Now he is reflecting upon this happiness. So maybe he is contrasting his Arahant happiness with his royal happiness in the kingdom. So this was the story. Let's take a look at some of the notes. Maybe we can summarize. Delight in Dhamma as inner nourishment. The verse uses the image of drinking. I have hyperlinked Alavaka Sutta here. If you click on that, it will take to Alavaka Sutta. You can see here. Okay, this is the place. You can see in the Alavaka Sutta, truth is the sweetest taste of all. The question is, what is the sweetest taste of all? Yakka question. Buddha's answer, truth is the sweetest taste. That's why I refer this to drinking. Okay, clarity of mind as the basis of joy. I think that's a very interesting thing. I think the more we become confused, clouded about what's happening to us personally, socially, the more unhappy we will become. Unhappy we will become. So I think we need some sort of clarity. So Vipassana means that clear mind. I don't know whether there is someone who can find happiness in greatest, confusion, right? Maybe to be happy by looking at confusion. But here, Buddha says that it is easy for us to think that to aim for a clear mind. Clear mind should come from some ethical context, and then that will help us to have this Vipassana Cetasa, and also that leads to joy. The noble path as a source of true delight, That means those 9 Lokuttara Dhammas. Transformation through encounter, how King Mahakappina got to know Triple Gem. And the role of spiritual readiness and power. This one I have to mention a little bit more. Let me tell you something interesting. King Mahakappina's story dates back to previous Buddhas. King Padumuttara Buddha and the Buddha Padumuttara and Buddha Kashyapa. During the King Padumuttara time, some other 999 people offered robes for 1,000 Pacceka Buddhas. This is a very interesting story. Normally we know 1, 2 Pacceka Buddhas, right? But during, perhaps not exactly during the Padumuttara Buddha's time, maybe after the Padumuttara Buddha's time, after he passed away time, could be the time that he, with his 999 people, offered robes to 1,000 Pacceka Buddhas. And then they all born with King Mahakappina during the Buddha Kassapa time. And during Buddha Kassapa time, he and the same people in different ways offered 2,000 robes to some other monks. That's why when King Mahakappina came to see the Buddha with his people, Buddha gave them Ehi Bhikkhu Upasampada. What is that? Monks come here. They are not monks anymore, right? At that point, because they have offered robes in previous life. Now the Katina time coming, offering robes. So there is a connection to this. That means offering robes have a very much connection for you to get to the sasana in any life. For the people who have not been able to do that, might not be able to get to that. So King Mahakappina had done with many people. That's why it is said that he had done enough good karmas in the past life. So his encounter to the Triple Gem was not a difficult journey. You see, there are many people who have a hard time in getting into Triple Gem, right? They have to be taught a lot, they have to explain. But King Mahakappina, with a very small, brief encounter with some other people about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, he was able to gain access to the sasana because he had offered robes in many lives to Pacceka Buddhas and some other monks. Shared spiritual aspiration across genders. This means that not even King Mahakappina, but also his wife Anoja and wives of other ministers also became nuns. Happiness of enlightened mind, aho sukham, how he was happy, he's sharing that happiness. And finally, the wise redefine happiness. Let us take a look at that. For the ordinary person, means unenlightened person, happiness often means wealth, success, or sensory pleasures. But the wise see these as fleeting and unreliable. It doesn't say that wise undermine them. Wise also experience, but they know they are fleeting and unreliable. Instead, they redefine happiness as the peace of mind free from agitation rooted in the Dhamma. What kind of Dhamma? Navalokuttara Dhamma. The path. This shift challenges worldly assumptions and shows that true well-being comes not from grasping more. Grasping here means upadana, but from letting go and living in harmony with truth. Truth means the Dhamma, Four Noble Truths. So all in all, what we can learn from the story of Arahant Mahakappina is how to find Dhamma joy. Dhamma joy must be found out based on the 9 parts of the Navalokuttara aspects. That means for us, it is the initial level of Sotapanna Magga. What can we do to come to that level to go to the Sotapanna fruit? Maybe somewhere higher than that. And then what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to practice Bodhipakkhya Dhamma, 37 Bodhipakkhya Dhamma as much as we can. So this is the story and the idea, overall idea of the verse 79. So I think as we are spending our 100 class, it is better for us to redefine our Dhamma Piti today. What kind of Dhamma Piti we are having by now, right? Okay. All right, any questions for today? Yes. Questions about today's verse? If you have a question, please raise your virtual hand.
Bhante,
Yes, Padma, please.
with regards to what you said earlier about being bored in life, I have Kalyana Mita. She is an A preceptor. She practices very well, but she told me she's very bored with practice. But despite that, she still practice. But she says she's very bored. Practice has become very bored to her. But she still practices. I do not know why she is bored.
Okay, let me tell you. For many people, Dhamma practice is an isolated practice, both physically and both mindless. Now, say for instance, we might be physically isolated at some point, maybe time to time. But why are we isolated from the mind? Then what did the Buddha ask us? We need Kalyana Mittas. I think she might not be having enough Kalyana Mittas. Maybe she's not maintaining Kalyana Mitta friendship. This is very important. That's why we say that solo practice is okay, but that self-motivation is not enough. That's why you are coming here, right? On Thursday. We want to learn together. Then you will do it as a solo practice. After this, you will do it as a solo practice. So I think my suggestion is for her, she has to consider, the other thing is that I think we have already said that in many suttas where Buddha talks about how to become a Sotapanna. Now, Navalokuttara Dhamma, framework, the first thing is to become a Sotapanna. If someone wants to become a Sotapanna, there are things that he or she must do. What are they? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4.
Sakaya Ditti.
No. Those are the things that will be overcome. But before that, I have to organize myself, right?
Yeah.
Before I get to that point, I have to organize myself to become a Sotapanna. Get ready for that. How can I get ready? There are 4 things I should get ready for. Number 1,
Listen to
Yoniso Manasikara.
number 1, Saddhamma.
Sada.
Sada.
No,
Listen to the Dhamma.
let me tell you. Saddhamma Savana / Paratobhuja, I mean listening to the true Dhamma. There are different Dhamma things we are hearing in today's world. Some interpretations, some their own views, different things. So we have to learn the true Dhamma. Whoever is talking about it. Number 2,
listening to another voice, to a voice of.
Yeah. That means listening to Dhamma.
Yeah.
Right. Number 1. Number 2 is
Kalyana Mitra.
Number 2 is Yoniso Manasikara. So Manasikara is the second one. Or you could say Kalyana Mitta too. So even if you take Kalyana Mitta, that means being able to be surrounded with Kalyana Mittas. Who are the Kalyana Mittas? May I know who are they? The one who gives you the ride? The one who is bringing you to certain places? No, that's not the exact interpretation. They may do that. Kalyana Mitta is someone who has accomplished in Saddha, Sila, Chaga, Panya, and who can in return in accomplishing your Saddha, your Sila, your Chaga, your Panya. That's the exact interpretation of the Kalyana Mitta. Serious interpretation, not the normal one. The seriously speaking, what is the Kalyana Mitta Hood? Someone who has accomplished. What is accomplished? The one who has developed so much with regard to Saddha. Exponentially, abundantly with regard to Saddha, trust about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Sometimes when you get to know some Kalyana Mitta, so-called Kalyana Mittas, your existing Saddha also run out. So they are gossiping about the temple, that person, this monk, that monk, that thing. You have Saddha. It is also been ruined by that person. So then, do you think that person has Saddha? Every community has problem. It is not even politics. Law enforcement, judiciary, temples, monks, nuns, right? Every category has issues. Let them figure out their problems. Why do I harm my Saddha because of something? Right? So then that means they might tell you, but they might not tell you because they want you to understand it's a common thing everywhere. But I should not bring that to harm my Saddha. So then, Kalyana Mitta. Now the problem that you raise, Padma, is that perhaps, I don't know about her situation, perhaps she is not, maybe she's surrounded with, maybe she's not continuing maintaining her Kalyana Mitta friendships. Third, Yoniso Manasikara, wise attention. Fourth, Dhammanadam Padipada. So that's what, if someone is getting ready, preparing for these four, I don't think there is any loneliness. Right?
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. All right, and Lisa, and then T.
Okay, Bhante.
Yes.
Sorry, but could you just repeat again where I can find the 11 benefits of metta?
Okay.
Thank you.
Mettani Sansa Sutta. Maybe I can check it out here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got it. I'm going to send it now. Right. Okay. And then TC's question. Yes. What is your question, TC? Pasted the link, Lisa. Yeah.
Thank
Please
you,
what's your
Bhante.
question? Yes. Can you unmute and ask? Yes. All right. Any other questions from our friends today?
Bhante,
Yes, Billy. Yes.
the Vipassana, the one, is it same as Vipassana?
No. Very good question. Okay. You cannot cut it that way. Vipassana, not Vipassana. Vip, 2P. Vipassana. Vipassana means clarified, clear mind.
Clarified, clear
But
mind.
Vipassana, we normally know Samatha Vipassana, these were not directly taken as meditations in the early text. When Buddha talks about Satipatthana, he doesn't he doesn't mention it as Samatha Vipassana. But in Anguttara Nikaya, there are certain suttas where Buddha says Samatha leads to Vipassana. In some people need Vipassana to go to Samatha. Overall, when we study about Samatha Vipassana, we understand that they are not meditations. They are two qualities of every Buddhist meditation. Then Samatha is the calmness part of any meditation, because before get to any metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha, satipatthana had to be calm. Then while maintaining my calmness, I have to be insightful about something. That part is Vipassana element. But what happened during the late 18th, 19th century, the Myanmar post-colonial situation brought up Vipassana as a different meditation. So that's what happened. So Vipassana means not Vipassana. Vipassana is it has to be understood as a element of meditation. But Vipassana means a clarified, clear way to look at something. Although you can see a little bit of similarity. Yes, Hema? Question? Yes, can you please
Yeah, it's just I want to have a clarity. How do we know the level that from the path to the fruit, from one level to another? So at what point is the path, then how it goes to the fruit that we know is the next level we are in?
It is a self-observation. How do I know I am Sotapanna? It's a very good question. How do I know I am a Sotapanna? I don't have to tell other people. What is my yardstick? I understand that I am not anymore bounded by Panchakanda. I don't create upadana to my Panchakanda. So I don't defend that much compared to my past. Right? That is one thing. Second, I am not driven by unnecessary extreme activities in my Dhammapada. I'm not going to Kamasukallikanu Yoga or Attakilamatanu Yoga. I'm always into Noble Eightfold Path. At the same time, I have a very zero level of spiritual doubts. Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. I'm not defending other people. When people say things about Dhamma, I'm not going to defend that. But within me, I know I have a very interesting way to trust the Buddha, trust the Dhamma, trust the Sangha, and trust the karma and rebirth and all that. So then it's a self-observation. One can see it within oneself. And then what does it mean? I am no more in the Sotapanna path. I am in the Sotapanna fruit now. Then what is next? Kamaraga Patiga. How much Kamaraga do I have? Maybe I have to reduce that. How much Patiga I have? Even Sotapanna person can be angry. Yeah? Can be angry.
Yeah.
Sotapanna person also can have Kamaraga. Right?
Yeah, come on, Patika.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Okay.
good. Thank you,
Okay.
Bhante.
Okay.
Very clear. Thanks.
We will take only this question and we will then wrap this up.
Thank
Yes,
you,
Owen?
Bhante.
Yes, okay.
Bhante, just now I miss up. You say Sadama, then Yoniso Manaskara Kalyanamita and what?
Dhammanu Dhamma Patipada.
Dhamma Patipada. Okay.
No, not Dhamma Patipada. I can say here.
Dhammanupati.
No, Dhammanu Dhamma Patipada. Actually, that is very important. What does it mean? When you practice Dhamma, practice exactly how the Buddha taught us. Don't try to change it. If the Buddha said to you, practice Samadhi this way, try to stay aligned with that way. In the modern life, we may have to align certain things, but try to be as close as how the Buddha explained that within the text. Try.
That means practice the Dhamma accordance with the Dhamma.
Yes, exactly how it was given.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. All right, I think we will get to the transference of merits now. So we have done our 100 class. And once again, I wanted to be thankful, grateful to everybody. Here, there are some of you who have been in the class for almost all these days, 100 classes. We started in 2023, June 1st. And then it has been happening so far. I always tell you, now today we have made that to get to the Dhamma Piti. Dhamma Piti is the ideal state to come to through these classes. So please keep up your practice. Practice does not just happen from attending a class. I want to see transformation in your perspectives, how you look at things in your life, how you create better relationships in your life, how you become a better parent, how you become a good person, how you become very responsible in your karma and your all other activities. All should happen to succeed OPRC class. OPRC class is not coming and reading something and you disappear until next week. It is something that you learn, internalize and practice, and then to feel how much or how far can I go within these Dhamma things. So along that line, now we are going to look at what we'll be doing today. We have learned Dhammapada's 79th verse, so we are almost next to Dhammapada's 80th verse. We learned about Arahan Mahakappina story, where we understood we have to we supposed to get to Dhammapiti. Dhammapiti arises through the Navalokuttara aspects, four magga, four paths, four fruits, and Nibbana. Although we talk about the noble, what do you call these 9 states, we will look at it from the fundamental places, depending on the basic levels. And then we already feel the people who are going through happiness, Aryas, how Aryas are going through, because Aryas are taking joy with regard to Bodhipakkhya Dhamma, 37 enlightenment factors. So these are the ones that we are supposed to practice. So may all these good karmas we've been making today, be transferred to all the departed ones who passed away in the name of all of us. May they be well and happy. May they be well and happy, and may they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. thinking thus, we're going to say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idang me nyati nang huntu sukita huntu nyatayu. Idang me nyati nang huntu sukita huntu nyatayu. Idang me nyati nang huntu sukita huntu nyatayu. May Deva Naga Mahidika receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they bless and protect all of you to learn Dhamma every time from every class, and then for good health, quality of life, prosperity, happiness, and safety. Not only you, but also for all your family members, even your grandchildren. May Devanaga Mahidika finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha amhihi sambatang punya sampadang sabe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhihi sambatang punya sampadang sabe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhihi sambatang punya sampadang sabe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahidika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu sasanang. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahidika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu desanang. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahidika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu mam parang chirang rakhantu tvam sadati. Our Dhamma is once again be going back to why it is important to be surrounded with Kalyana Mittas. Maybe be able to be surrounded continuously with our Kalyana Mitta friendships. At the same time, maybe become Kalyana Mittas to as many sentient beings as we meet in our satsang life till we attain Nibbana. Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamu satang samagamu tu yavanimbana patya. Finally, may all the good karmas we've been learning about Dhamma Piti and all these be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhisse niccang vaddha pachayino chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang. Ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samichhato. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With those blessings, our OPRC class today, 100th day, comes to close, and wishing you a pleasant good night till we see you again next Thursday. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
Bhante.
you.
Bhante, good night, Bhante.
Sadhu,
Good
sadhu.
night.
Thank you,
Sadhu,
Bhante.
sadhu, sadhu.
Good
Thank you,
night. Good night,
Bhante. Sadhu,
everybody.
sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu,
Yeah.
sadhu.
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu, sadhu.
sadhu, sadhu. Take care,
Thank you,
everybody.
Bhante.
Good night.
Good night. Sadhu.
Bhante,
Thank
good
you,
night.
Bhante.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for all the
Thank you,
guests and help
Bhante.
us get through these 100 classes, Bhante.
Yeah.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Wonderful. Thank you.